What are the exciting trends that you're following in sports business right now?
I think an exciting trend is the growth of women's sports. We're seeing a lot of energy behind women's sports. We're seeing investments in sports like the NWSL, 75 million of investment for the WNBA. You saw a lot of investment into two women's hockey leagues. So I like that trend. I think you and I have been in this business a long time, AJ. We've been on a lot of conferences and events where people keep asking about where's the support for women's sports. I think you're starting to see more corporate support. Brands like MasterCard has really stepped up to support women's sports. AT&T has, Google has, Nike always has. I like that trend. I'm very fascinated in small discussion groups and in dinner conversations. There's a lot of conversation, AJ, as you know, like to find those slivers of sports fans who don't follow the big sports, right? Because you know the NFL is going to get theirs, you know the NBA is going to get theirs, NHL, MLS, MLB, but like where's those growth opportunities that kind of feeds off that women's sports area, but like the drive to create almost new sports, new fans. It could be something around Premier Lacrosse League and Paul Rabel, what he's doing. It could be around something that you're seeing a lot of growth and energy. I know it's small and it's nowhere near where we're going here, but like pickleball, you're seeing like little things about, I get asked some questions about cornhole, like where are these small slivers of sport that could grow, and you know, you attach an interesting media deal to it. High school sports, we had a story in the Daily today about some consolidation in the high school sports space. So that is something that's an exciting trend. And I guess the third final trend for me, I mean, we're just seeing so much money being put to the marketplace. AJ, you know this, between VC and private equity money being invested into sports to buy teams, to fund new companies, to fund agencies, to fund startups. That shows the strength and power of sports as an industry right now. So that's pretty interesting, a trend to watch.
Yeah, I'm invested in some of that stuff, and I'm nervous, that money maybe flows too easily to sports with unrealistic expectations
Oh
and
yeah.
outcomes. But it's fun, and it's what I do for a living, so we should be engaged, and it helps us stay on the front edge of some of those trends. But yeah, I'm glad to hear you talk about the women's sports. That's true, real money going there. That is really interesting. Pickleball, the way we have this sort of insights presentation we do with our clients where
Right.
try to predict, we try to show people in the crystal ball, and pickleball has a slide there. It's 5 million people right now.
Right.
And these derivative sports that make something more accessible, right? Like it's a dream come true, right? Top golf is a dream come true for golf because such a small percent of those people golf 18 holes. Pickleball is, in such a gateway for those, right? An access point to those who didn't grow up playing tennis,
And
like yourself.
well, but another one, I mean, AJ, you probably see this out in Arizona. I mean, and I'll talk to different sources at the collegiate and media landscape, but the interest in volleyball and
Mhm.
softball
Yeah.
and some of these sports, like there's some real growth. And again, I just want the listeners to know, I'm not saying these are the next NFLs. No, they're not. But are they viable growth sports where you can grow a nice business around them? And if you have a business attached to them, you have a runway where you can do some fun things. That, I mean, look at Athletes Unlimited, what they're doing, I think is pretty interesting. So those are the areas that, people are trying to find this new canvas to paint on, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I appreciate mentioning high school as well and some of that consolidation. I did read that article that, I spent yesterday with Lauren Perry Lures. She's the president of Hometown Ticketing. They just took a $75 million minority investment. You look at it's like blue ocean, and I can't tell you how many interviews I've given in the last, whatever, number of years of people looking to consolidate rights in the high school space. But now it's finally happening. It really is happening. And that's impressive.
But you also nailed it, that the term, which I try to kind of articulate not as well, where you can go in and consolidate rights and consolidate the business and then go to market with a broader, stronger offering. That's what people are looking to do around a lot of these different sports. So you're absolutely right.